So previously I talked about PLC, and in one of the videos I mentioned that PLC, the full meaning of the acronym is Programmable Logic Controllers. Okay, what does the PLC do? PLC is the brain, as it were, of the industry. It is where all the custom programs as to how a plant, a machinery, or a system runs is actually in. Anytime you hear about the PLC, just think of it as the brain of the industry, where signals are sent to, and then it processes the signals and send out corresponding outputs to few devices for operations to keep going on. So what I have here is Siemens S7 300 PLC, and on a PLC you have, just like a computer, the CPU, and we have what we call the I/O modules, input and output modules. The CPU, it contains the memory card where the programs that have been written on the programmer is actually loaded into it. The I/O modules is input and output module. It could be a digital input module or an analog input module. And for the output, it could be an analog output or a digital output. Okay, so these modules are actually modules where we have connections from the few devices where they're connected, and where when the CPU processes the information, goes through any of these modules to the few device. Okay, so subsequently I'll be talking in details about how these I/O modules work. Okay, so then, like I've mentioned, when I mention I/O models, we mean input and output models. It could be either digital inputs or analog inputs, digital outputs or analog outputs. So the question is, what makes an instrument a digital instrument, and what instruments is connected to the digital input model? What instruments is connected to the digital output model? What makes an instrument an analog device that makes it possible for it to be connected to the analog input model, and what actually qualifies an instrument to be connected to the analog output model? All of this we'll talk about in details. Okay, so please keep watching this pages as we unveil all of this important information. I'll see you.